Hello again, Andy with Handy Andy, and we are out for Kim Galetta with REMAX, and she has this gorgeous house in a very private setting under contract. And usually when that happens, the realtors get an inspection report, and some things people will just throw money at it and negotiate away. On this one, it's not super complicated, but it's a little bit of a drainage issue. I will walk you through it real fast. And so when the inspector came out, he noted that there were some issues in the crawl space, and we're just going to walk through that really fast with you. But if you look up this, we're looking towards the back driveway. So this is the property we're looking at right here. There's another property behind here, and all of this area here actually in heavy rains drains this way. It drains across the front of the property, and you can see it by how loamy this is right here. See the soil over here? This has all been washed over here. And you can see how heavy rains, the water breaks this way and comes across the land. Some goes back towards the neighbors, but halfway down the road, it comes this way. And there's actually a little drainage creek back here behind this little tree line right here. So if you look at the soil, you can see from the rain how it's kind of carved itself out here. And if you look towards the driveway up here, they've got a gutter on the end of this garage that drains around the other side. This gutter right here drains this porch and the front of the house. Almost all of 3/4 of the front roof line, everything except that garage piece way to the left over there, drains this way through here. And so this water drops right here off of this gutter. And then you can see what they did to try and keep the driveway clear. See the pitch of the sidewalk here? They've installed this corrugated pipe right here, which we just hate corrugated pipe because no matter what you do, it clogs. And you can kind of see that through here. So if you look at the condition of the soil through here, see how it settles down? Because the water is just going its lowest path of resistance. And over time, that lowest path of resistance became up against the foundation over here. And so I can't tell looking at this if someone trenched this out a little bit, or this is just gradual drainage over the years that these people actually built this house and have lived here. When you look at the pipe here, you can see both of them are clogged anyway. And so all the water that's coming off these gutters, if any of it does make it through, it drops right in this area. And if it doesn't make it through, it comes over the top of the gutters through here and drops against the house, and plus all this drainage. So what really has to happen here is we need to pick up this downspout. We need to replace these corrugated pipes right here with 4-inch solid PVC. And it's going to be kind of a headache to get around Mr. Tree right here. The new buyers may, want to deal with that down the road. We're going to have to fill this in right here. And we'd also like to, in the summer months, this is the condensate line for the HVAC unit. It's going to keep this ground super moist. So we want to dry all of that out. So this condensate line is probably going to get extended to a drain field that we run through here. We're going to run a pipe, and my guys are going to hate me for it, but we're going to trench out this way and get this water to drain over into this area right here. We don't need to run it into this creek bed right here. We can actually run it right here to this little depression, and it'll run its way out towards the creek bed without actually us running it in there. They've got compressed gas line here, so we've got to be careful because this line is snaked out over to the pool, and it may not even be used anymore. I'm not sure. I thought I saw a gas meter on here, so they've got gas lines out here. But again, you can see the drainage field through here. So this area right here is just getting a ton of water right into this corner. And probably at some point in time, before these people put this new gutter system in, and again, you can see what's happening. You got tons of pine trees. So see all the pine debris in just this little section of corrugated pipe. That's why we don't use it, because it gets caught in all the corrugation, and then before you know it, you got a jam in your gutters or your downspout, and they're not functioning anymore, and the water's just dropping against the house. It's hard to see it on here. I think the water's still flowing in the back of the house, but it's not flowing in the front at all. And so when we get in here, it's gonna be hard to see it, but we need to install a vapor barrier. But before we even do that, see how loamy this is right here? My light's not gonna reach back in here, but there's actually a pier right here that's got so much water around it. I'm trying to see which one I'm looking at. Yeah, this one right here, I could kick that over with my shoulder. The white pipe coming through is that condensate line for the furnace and HVAC is right back here. And so over time, I think before they added gutters to this house, the water was draining right through the crawl space, and that's why you have this depression from back in this area all the way down. We're not gonna worry about filling that all in, but we are gonna have to fill here against the foundation so that we're giving that some support. But there's no cracking in the foundation. There's no issues with it. Didn't really see a lot of mold down here. There's just a little bit. So we'll spot treat that with microban when we're here. And whoever buys a house needs to remember to keep these vents open. You'll see these little square vents right here. See how it's open? A lot of times people close them up in the winter and they forget to close them, open them back up. And so you want to have air exchanges in here. We'll put a vapor barrier in here. The mistake that a lot of people make is they'll totally encapsulate a crawl space, and that's not the right idea because your joists and your subfloors will all dry rot if you do that. So you want to cover about 90–95% of this soil with 6 mil black plastic, and then you're good to go. Again, it's not a fun project for us. My guys will kill me on it, but we like to do it. But that will solve your problem. It's hard to see in here, but you kind of see some darkness right under here. It looks like the water supply line runs through the house right there. It might have a very, very faint leak. I don't think so. I think it's water that's been migrating from the outside, but we'll have to investigate that and see. We'll put a line in the bid to repair that. And if we don't have to do it, then we'll obviously take that off the bid. My brother and I run a crew of 20-some people. We're all over